Happy Sunday, everybody. So it is Sunday morning. It's like 10:30. We got up and we had breakfast and then we watched church, and now we are going to start our meal planning for this week. So I wanted to do this vlog style so you can see that it's not as difficult to incorporate this into your weekly routine as it can seem, because I know sometimes you read like blog posts or like someone's telling you all that they do and it can seem so overwhelming. So I wanted to bring you along throughout today to show y'all kind of how we incorporate it into our daily routine. Well, not daily, but like weekly, usually on Saturdays or Sundays, depending on what we're doing that weekend, to kind of see that it's not as hard as you think it is to incorporate this into your weekly routine. So starting out, I have a couple of tips. So tip number one is to match your meals to your weekly schedule. So for me, my schedule changes day to day. So I either open, I have a mid shift, or I close. So some days I get off at 4, some days I get off at 8. So I like to schedule our meals for the week depending on that schedule. You know, when I get off at 4, we have extra time in the evenings. I can cook something for once and Dylan doesn't have to do it. So I like to incorporate those meals on those days. Whereas when I get off at 8, I don't like to eat something super heavy that late at night, and so we pick a lighter meal for those evenings. Right, so if I get off later in the evenings, then I like to have a lighter meal so that I don't feel as icky going to bed, and like the next day if I have to wake up early, you know, I had time to digest whatever we had. So that's what I mean by make your meals match your weekly schedule. Don't pick some extravagant meal if you don't have time to cook it, because then on those days when you get off late and you have like some fancy meal to create, then you're not gonna want to. You're gonna wanna go through the drive-through, the fast food, and that's where you can get out of the habit of, you know, cooking at home. So if you make it easy for yourself, pick simple meals that match your schedule, it's gonna be easier to actually do it and stick with it. So what we do when I first make our grocery list is we go through and we make a list of, I always have my pad of paper to make our list and everything on. So we first start out by picking meals that we want to eat that week. Just pick things that you want to eat throughout the week. It doesn't even matter. You know, get your family involved. I'm going to have a blog post by the time you're seeing this, it should be up, about getting your family involved in dinner. So what I do is I'm like, yo, Dylan, what do you want to eat this week? And then that way we're both having things that we both want to eat, and it's not just like me making all the decisions, because if you're the one making all the decisions all the time, it can be exhausting. So if you're the one trying to make all the decisions, it can be really overwhelming. So having your family involved can help take some of that pressure off of you, but then also it gets them excited to eat the healthier meals as well. So we start out by just picking some meals that we want to have that week after we've looked at our schedule to kind of see, like, do we have time for like funner meals, or do we need to be quick and simple and easy that week? So tip number 2 is to pick your meals first and then make your list, which seems kind of like, duh, Chelsea. But you know, sometimes you can go in and you're like, oh, I want to have this on the grocery list, I want to have this on the grocery list, and then by the end of it you have like all these things and then you have no meals. Okay, so pick your meals first and then make your list. So that's what we always do. We pick our meals first and then I go back and say, okay, we're having burgers. What do I need for burgers? And then I just write it all down. Okay, so it can also be helpful to go look through your pantry and your fridge and see what you already have, because you might have, I don't know, say some zucchini, and they're gonna go bad in the next few days, so make a meal out of those zucchini so they don't go to waste. Or maybe you have something in your pantry that has been sitting there for who knows how long. Let's get it out, let's move it out, so let's make a meal out of it. By the end of it, you have your whole list for your grocery store. That way, when you go to the grocery store or you do your online shopping, you're not spending extra money, you're getting exactly what you need, and you're getting whole meals for the entire week. Okay, so I basically added everything to our list that we're gonna need for meals, snacks, lunches, anything like that. And then I'm just gonna go inside and make sure we don't need any like spices, oils, you know, toilet paper, paper towels, any of that stuff. and then I will order our groceries online. So this is where it can differ, and this is where you need to make it work for you. Again, this entire thing, like meal planning, prepping, anything like that, is to make it easier for you. So if you're doing something and it's not working out, try something else, because the whole reason you're doing this is to make it easier for you during the week so you can make those healthier choices and it's not so difficult and time consuming. You know, we kind of go in waves. Like sometimes I'm like, I want to shop at the grocery store, and then sometimes I'm like, I don't even have time. So we are going to order our groceries online and curbside. I am going to go in there, order our groceries, have them delivered. They'll be delivered sometime later this afternoon, and then I can show y'all what we do from there. Okay, so it's like 3:30. Dylan's snacking on chips over here.
Starving.
But we got our groceries delivered, so I thought I'd show y'all what we got real quick before we put it up. Okay. We have an extra fridge right here because our new fridge just got delivered. So it's really in the way, but what can you do? So I'm gonna show y'all what we got real quick before I put it up, because we are in the middle of planting the herb garden. So I'm not gonna actually prep anything right now, but I thought I'd show you what I got before we put it up. So we always get these chips. Dylan likes to take them with lunch, like his lunch every day. We get the sea salt and the barbecue. They're really, really great quinoa chips. We have Vans bars on hand all the time. Coconut milk, great alternative for like heavy cream or anything in recipes. Gluten-free soy sauce. We're doing burgers this week. We've got some chicken. I get the air chilled chicken because I think it's the best. Lots of ground turkey. We got extra this week just to have on hand. Dylan likes to have his turkey. We got a ton of eggs because I've been eating so many eggs lately. And then we get to the fun stuff, all the veggies. So we got zucchinis to go with pasta, cucumber, fajita veggies. This is the coconut milk that I drink. It's my fave. I've tried a couple different brands, but I keep going back to that one. Sweet potatoes, apples, asparagus, Brussels, bananas for smoothies, carrots, bell peppers to go with my hummus that I got. We do all of our shopping at H-E-B, so everything's H-E-B brand. I wanted a peach, so I got a peach. And we got some berries because I've been loving them. We got a big bag of lemons because I've been eating a lemon vinaigrette on my thousands of boxes of salad every day, but because I'm obsessed. And then we got this butternut squash. Usually I would pick the big butternut squash and cut it myself, but we're going easy this week. Corn tortillas for fajitas, and then we just stocked up on some things we needed for the pantry: quinoa, coconut flour, and a variation of nuts. So that is what we got this week. We do eat a lot of food in this house. So when you grocery shop online and someone does your shopping and it gets delivered to you, sometimes you get surprises in your order. So this was our surprise this week. A giant thing of these Hot Pockets. That's gross. And breaded chicken patties. So I definitely didn't order those.
I'm gonna eat the Hot Pockets though.
Please don't. They're not great for you.
Oh my.
Okay, so I am back. What we are gonna do first is we're gonna wash our veggies. Now I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do them this hardcore until I was pregnant, because you're supposed to wash your vegetables more carefully when you're pregnant so you don't get sick. But I mean, normally, honestly, I just rinse them off with water. I wouldn't do anything crazy. But I will show you what I'm gonna do. So I basically just fill the sink up, and then I make sure all the little stickers are off everything, and I just dump it in the sink with, it's probably like half filled with water. So you just dump it in, and we're doing literally everything. Like I have the asparagus, sweet potato, apples, the peaches, cucumbers, zucchini. We're gonna have some lemons in there. I'm gonna dump those in. A little peach. I'm not gonna do the peach. I'm just gonna wash the peach off. Got our bell peppers. And last but not least, our carrots. Just dump those bad boys in there. Okay. Then, so you can buy like a veggie wash and do all that jazz, but we're we're simple around here. So we're using our white vinegar. Does the same thing. So I literally just dump some in there with the veggies and kind of mix it around a bit. And then I'm just gonna let it sit for like 20 minutes while I go eat my salad that I just made because I'm hungry. There are multiple options when you meal prep. So I have done it where I have prepped every single meal, every single snack, literally everything that I eat on Sunday. And I did that through school when I was super busy and I didn't have time to create anything or had to have everything packed up for the day. Whereas now I have a little more free time and my schedule is a little more flexible, so I just prep ingredients to have on hand. So if you want me to do another video on like kind of how to do both, since I've done both for a really long time, let me know down in the comments and I can do that for y'all. So today we are prepping ingredients. So that means I'm cutting all my vegetables so that I can have like carrots and hummus or bell pepper and hummus. I'm making sweet potato and chickpeas and Brussels sprouts roasted so that I can throw them on a salad if I wanted, or I could throw it with some quinoa. So many different options, and that way each day I'm kind of getting what I want. Especially now that I'm pregnant, I never really know what I'm gonna want. So if I were to prep a meal, the likelihood that I'm actually gonna eat that meal is really, really slim. So by having just ingredients on hand that I can just throw together whatever I'm feeling that day is just the easiest thing for me right now. So my next tip is to make a little list of what you need to prep. So I have done this so many times where I finish meal prepping and then I'm like, I forgot to make whatever it was, right? And so if you just jot down a little list of everything you need to get done, it makes it easier, and then you can kind of map out like timing of everything. So my next tip is to start with the longest cooking item first. So in our case, I'm not making like meals, I'm just prepping ingredients. So the sweet potato is gonna take the longest to cook. It takes about 35, 40 minutes. And so that's what I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna chop that up first so it can get in the oven. And then I'm also roasting Brussels sprouts and chickpeas, but those will only take about 20-ish minutes each, so I'll do that in a little bit. So that's what we're gonna start with. That's another tip. Cut all of the veggies you're gonna need for the week. Cut them all for dinners, everything. If you know that you're gonna have broccoli and asparagus or something for dinner tomorrow night, get those cut so that tomorrow night comes and you just throw it together, you bake it, and you're good to go, okay? Knowing what you need for your meals will make it easier to prep them and have them ready for you to go in the week. The whole point of this is to make it as easy as possible for you to get through your week smoothly and have healthy ingredients on hand so you can just whip something together. Okay, so I have all the veggies cut. We have everything in the oven. And so now I am putting my asparagus bundle in a cup of water, like so. And then I'll put that in the fridge. It'll just help keep the asparagus fresher longer. And then I wanted to give y'all a tip, because how many times have you bought one of these things of lettuce and it gone bad? Plenty, I'm sure, because I have done that. So one tip that I have to make sure that this stays fresher longer in your fridge is to open it up And then you're going to take a paper towel. So I'm doing 2 halves, okay? And then you're just gonna fold it, you know, in half, enough that it'll fit in the container. So then you just put it in the container, close your lid, and then usually if you'll notice the water is accumulating on the bottom because it's sitting like this, so the water's seeping down. So flip that bad boy over so that the paper towel is on the bottom, and then store it in your fridge like this, and it will keep your lettuce fresher longer. If you do notice that your paper towel gets like pretty like wet, then just switch it out in a couple days, and it just helps keep that moisture off the lettuce so that your lettuce stays fresh and it's not all soggy and gross. All right, so we are prepped and ready to go. Everything's cut up and in the fridge so that as I go throughout the week, it's easy for me to just grab and go, make whatever meal I'm feeling, and head out the door. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you got some good tips and tricks out of it so that you can incorporate meal planning, prepping into your weekly routine so it's easier for you. I promise it's not as overwhelming as people can make it sound. You can make it really easy and incorporate it throughout your day so that you have the rest of the week prepped and ready to go. So I'd love to hear in the comments below if you have any tips or tricks for meal planning or prepping your week, and if you have any questions, I'd love to hear those too. If you aren't already, subscribe so that you don't miss a video. There will be more videos coming soon. Follow me at Instagram at Chelsea Porter, and don't forget to check out the blog chelseaporter.com. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.